Welcome to the Football Historian Podcast.
By all means, enjoy it.
He will go right to the very top.
Dos, tres, cuatro times.
Here we go, Germans.
I will turn these results round.
All right, that's good manners.
There's animosity, but there's no fight.
If you can't beat them, join them.
You make me feel sick if I look at you.
No, I want to fight here. Don't drink, don't sleep with women, don't drive fast cars.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit too!
Hello, welcome to the Football Historian Podcast. I'm joined by Dead Men Tom. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah, good. Thank you for making the journey to the garage.
It's all right. It's a class setup. It's really good.
Yeah. But it looks, ignore
well
that pile of clothes that you can't see. And
yeah.
I'm walking through the house, but other than that, I think this side looks all right.
That doesn't exist.
This third of the room.
This is magic. We don't deny the magic. The magic is over here, and it looks good.
Okay, well, yeah, you've come from Manchester today, which
Yeah.
This is the Football Historian Podcast, and we're trying to broaden our horizons to not just be Liverpool. So I do appreciate.
I did notice that you clipped that it was very, very Scouse.
Yeah, it's not deliberate. It's just I already know people from here. So.
Yeah. Well, my first thought was, is this a trap?
But we'll open up then. You're a United fan.
I'm a United fan. Yeah.
Well, tell you what, we're going to go to your career first. We'll talk about being a fan. So, if you just anyone who's not aware, what is it you do and why are you here?
So I'm people probably know me, if they do know me at all. I produce a podcast called Dead Men Talking, which is a comedy podcast. It's very dark. It's not for everyone, but people who like it really love it. So it's like we talk about horrible things and laugh at them. Basically, we laugh at pedos, not at paedophile victims. That's the way I like to do it. It's very silly darkness.
That's a good caveat here.
Yeah, and then I do another podcast as well with Jamie Hutchinson called The Crisp Sessions, which is supposed to be about crisps, but it's not really. It's just about weird things that me and Jamie are obsessed with. And that's very, very silly. So people should watch that as well. And now that I've plugged them two, there's no point in doing the rest of the podcast, so I'm going to go.
Yeah. No, we've had a few comedians on. The last guest we had was Finn, who does the producing on Have a Word.
Yeah,
so is he a rival or a friend?
I think in the same way that like United are rivals with like the dog and duck. Do you know what I mean? like you know, we're all right. We're doing all right, but Have a Word is like stratospheric.
Yeah.
I think basically I do often look at their numbers compared to ours, and they're basically 10 times bigger than us in every department. So yeah they're not really right. We're conference and they're Champions League.
That's all right. There's always promotion, isn't there? You can always get yourself up there.
Yeah, maybe.
You work with Freddie Quinn,
Rob Mulholland. Yeah, they're the hosts, and then I'm the producer. We have lots of specials. We've just recently done a comedy festival.
Yep, I was going to ask you about that. It looked amazing. How was that?
It was maybe the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. It was the week before. It was horrendous. Like, honestly, awful. But then as soon as the festival started, my job was infrastructure. We split it, right? So to make it fair, so we had a third each. But really, my third was infrastructure, which basically means I made a festival. Freddie booked the guests, and Rob painted some signs. Nice. So it was very, very stressful doing it. But then when it actually started and everything was like done, it was class. It was like an amazing day. Everyone had loads of fun. It was really, really good. Yeah. I think we had like 40 odd comedians. We had a tattooist giving free tattoos out. 2 people got tattoos on my face now. So yeah, it was pretty much. It was good.
Yeah, that was great. And then before that, you worked in football. We were chatting last night. I've got some football TV with Match of the Day Kickabout.
Yeah.
You went on CBBC, Football Focus, Final Score,
Yeah.
all other stuff. Before we talk about them, what's the difference between working with footballers compared to comedians? Is it harder? Is it better? Is it the same?
Footballers in general are the most boring people on earth, especially when you're doing an interview with them because they're so media trained. They're just so dull. And they have everything done for them, so they go into an interview not really knowing what it is, and then they turn up and they go, all right, yeah, I'll answer some questions about injuries or whatever, and it's usually quite boring, and yeah, you can't really get much out of them. Whereas comedians, a lot of the time, especially ones I work with, are usually more open to embarrassing themselves and doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Jamie Hutchinson as well. He's obviously famed for maybe not being the most normal of people. I think it's a fair thing to say.
You say that the reason we did the Crisp Sessions where there was so first he came on Dead Men and I talked previously about my love of crisps and he talked about his love of crisps and how we're obsessed with crisps. And then we went a night out and we realised there was loads of things that were really similar about our lives that we'd done. Like we both love Football Manager. We'd both played as Barnett in the 2002-2003 game, and like we're obsessed with that. And there was loads of little tiny things, and then I was like, "Oh, we're so similar. We should do a podcast." And then I got home and was like, oh, is that who I'm like? I love him. He's the funniest man in the world. But I was like, oh, am I in scruff as well?
Well, anyone who's made it this far in, we are in negotiations to get him on here. We were going to do the week.
Yeah.
I think it was my fault it didn't happen. So we've had requests in the comments to get him on, and
Yeah.
you could put another good word in for us as well. I think it's close. So
He actually told me recently that he was going to do it, and I was speaking to you at the time as well. So we both, because I saw him last week, we were doing Chris sessions, and he is keen to come on. He loves football and nerdy stuff, football trivia and stuff. So
and then we'll go back on to Football Focus and stuff like that. So what was your job in them? So you worked on Football Focus, Final Score, Redknapp's Home Fixture, and Can You Kick It? Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm more aware of the first two of that list. But...
Yeah, so I worked in telly for ages, like 12 years. I don't work at TV anymore. And the first football show was my Match Day Kickabout, which was class. I was a researcher on that, and it was like a small team of 4 of us. My job was to go and film stuff, come back and edit it, and then it goes in the show. Because it's a small team, you're just doing everything. So you're shooting, you're editing, you're doing graphics and stuff. It was a great place to learn and stuff. But like 1 week I'd be interviewing James Ward-Prowse, and then the next one I'd be filming about Forest Green Rovers' robot lawnmower that's solar powered and stuff. And then the next week I'll be doing like WWE wrestlers and making them do football challenges and stuff. So it was class. You got like really good access. I interviewed Ryan Giggs, which was amazing because I'm a United fan. So like, yeah, it was good. But it wasn't like dead serious either. It was like, because it's for kids. So we used to do daft games. There was one, oh, it's so stupid, man. We had this rower on, this Olympic rower. And my boss said, right, we need to come up with a game to play with him. And I came up with an idea in my head, and I went, no, that's stupid. And he went, what's the game? And I was like, it's stupid. And he went, no, go on. I went, okay, it's called rowing or rowing, right? And we show a close-up face of footballers, and he has to work out whether they're rowing or rowing, right? And it would have been fine, but it's really hard to find pictures of footballers rowing because you just get loads of pictures of them rowing. So I had to put like footballers canoeing and footballers kayaking, and then it was really easy to work out in the end what by the end I think he worked out the trick was the ones that were rowing were all old Ajax players because they'd had this canoe day once that I found, and all the other ones were just footballers arguing in the rain.
So showing the sea in the background probably helped. Or how close were we? We were
very, very close. It had to be really, really close. But like the first one was like Edwin van der Sar. I was like, oh, that's a good one. And then the next one was like, I think it was one of the De Boer brothers. And then the next one was Michael Reisiger. And like that, I think they're gonna work this out now.
Yeah. The Ajax players are rowing.
Yeah, but it was funny because it just came from such a stupid idea to like, yeah, we can do that. That's easy. We can do that in half an hour.
So that must be Boston having that like creative freedom.
Yeah.
So is that right out of uni? Is that like the person you did?
No. I'd been in that point. I'd been working TV for a while. I'd just come off the back of Jeremy Kyle and Judge Rinder. So
nice.
TVC was like a holiday. That was like a horrible. I'd done loads of shows before that, but then kick out. Then I started doing some other CBC stuff, some other sports stuff. Yeah, then Football Focus for a little bit. Made some VTs for them, like producing them. Final Score just did for a day. Redknapp's Home Fixture was I've never said this online, but I'm gonna do it now. It was a thing that they made in lockdown. The first lockdown. So the first lockdown happened. I was like, I'm gonna lose my house because I'm not gonna be able to work. And then I got offered this job doing a BBC Learning thing, and I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And it's like a 10-week job. And then, but it was shit. Like straight away, I knew it was gonna be shit. But I was like, whatever. And then the very day that I started, this football show came up. Rang me and said, we've got a football show starting in 2 days. It's all a Zoom one. You're going to be at home. Do you want to do that? And I was like, I do want to do that. And I worked out that I could do both because they were both remote. So I did 2 jobs for 10 weeks, right? And I've never said this. I didn't know this is good. This is bad. But neither of them knew about the other. And then, but I was so structured and sorted that I managed to do them both quite easily. And then on the learning one, they had a meeting with the other producers, and the other 3 producers who had the exact same amount of work to do as me, they had a meeting because they were really struggling and stressed. And I was like, I'm the most relaxed person in this meeting. I've got a secret second job. And by the end of it, I was so organised with these 2 jobs that I also had time to win the Champions League with Fulham on Football Manager.
What was the hardest of the 3 things?
honestly making sure they didn't find out about each other.
Yeah.
But one was Monday to Friday and one was Wednesday to Sunday. And I had nothing else to do. It was lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was only 3 days, really. And they were just managing people, really managing edits. So it was kind of like, yeah, it was pretty easy, really.
Yeah, was that harder than Fulham winning the Champions League, or what was the most difficult task?
That was the one that I enjoyed the most, and I got the most satisfaction out of. Oh, what
the least money.
What a team I had with Fulham, took them to Champions League. What a great.
Who was your star man?
Oh, I had what was his name? It was Boniek. Was a regen. He was a left winger. And he's amazing. He could get like 40 assists a season. Boniek. He's a bald guy, completely bald with a handlebar moustache.
Nice, what a guy.
Yeah.
I can see why you build a team around him.
Yeah.
I want to ask about football focus again. So, even just in general, who's the biggest footballer you think you've met? Other than
it was Ryan Giggs on Kickabout, definitely. Like as a United fan as well. That was like,
how was he? Was he?
He was sound, yeah. He was cool, yeah. Didn't try and shag my wife or anything, so that was good. It was a thing for. I think the Euros were coming up. Him and Martin Keown were there playing. You know, like. It was like, you know, they have foot golf. Yep. Well, they had this snooker table version of it, so like snooker football. It was so shit, but they were like filming that, and then we got to interview them both, but we just didn't interview Mike Keown because it was for kids, and like the kids at that age didn't know who Mike Keown was. So we interviewed Ryan Giggs about, but weirdly, it was about the Euros, and he'd never been to the Euro. Yeah, but that was great because, you know, as a kid, like. Yeah, I was born in '87, so Giggs was like the big player when I first started watching football. Yeah, it was good. He was sound. Yeah, he was just fine. He wasn't like dead funny. I did ask it. I was playing five-a-side that night, and I asked him just like as a joke, obviously, we need a player if you want to come and play. And he went, oh, maybe. And I went, but you'll have to go in net because we all swap things. And he said, I'm not going in net. I went, no one's bigger than the team, Ryan.
You just think you know, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And then any big egos, anyone you want to dish some dirt on because you're not working anymore, or do you not want to burn bridges?
Not really. Like I said, because they're all so media trained, they just come in and do it. So like, yeah, you don't really like chatting to him very much beforehand. They just get the mic on and then maybe a little quick chat afterwards and then gone. The most annoying thing was dealing with like the clubs themselves, because like. We were supposed to be interviewing Phil Jones, and so came up with loads of questions for Phil Jones, and then literally, and then we were supposed to have 15 minutes with him, and then literally as we were waiting for him, the PR person from United came in and said, Phil Jones isn't coming. You got Chris Smalling, and you got 4 minutes, and he's in now. And I had a presenter there, and I was like, the presenter wasn't really that big a football fan, so he only had questions for Phil Jones, so he said, what should I ask? And straight away, I'm just coming up with questions on the fly. But I'm saying them to him, and he's saying them to Chris Smalling, and it was just, it was awkward.
Stress, yeah.
United and Liverpool were like the worst clubs to deal with, man, because they don't need it. They don't need PR and stuff. They've got their own channels. But it's like the smaller clubs. The smaller club is the better they are to deal with for PR.
And then just last thing, any advice for anyone wanting to get into this line of work?
What, TV?
Yeah, just TV or where you are now.
Time machine? Go back in time when TV's relevant and do that.
Well, what are you doing now then? Obviously, you're producing a podcast.
Yeah, just podcast now, really.
Yeah, so how did you get into that? And how, if people are at home wanting to be mates with Jamie Hutchinson and they also like crisps, what advice would you give them to get into a similar position?
I suppose if you want to start a podcast, just do it, man. It's like, it's just fun. Like, find someone you want to do it with, or if you want to do it on your own, buy some mics, get a camera. Social media clips are important. Like, always feel a lot of people are just doing audio podcast. Like, that's them days are done. You got to do video, and then just do it. Like, as you know, it's just fun, innit? Like, I find it is like just such an intense conversation with someone. That especially, I know we're not got headphones on today, but when you have headphones on, especially, it's so intense that you come out and be like the volume of everything else gets turned out. It's quite tiring as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
Way more tiring than you think. Yeah. And my wife does not believe how tired I am when she's actually got a real job. And then I come back and I'm like, want to have a lie down. She went, all you've been doing is chatting. I'm like, yeah, but it was really hard chatting.
It is just a very intense chat.
Yeah.
In a nice way though, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say if people want to do a podcast, just do it, man. Like, it's great. It's fun. Like, you'll make mistakes, but it's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. Hopefully, so we'll have a quick break now, and we're going to come back and talk more about Manchester United. So we'll see you in a sec. Welcome back to the next section of the Football Historian podcast.
Sorry, Pete. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Where'd you get that shirt from?
Oh, this Latium one was just from Classic Football Shirts. Where'd you get yours from?
Thank you. Mine's from Classic Football Shirts as well.
Wow. Well, when I bought my shirt, I used the code TFH10 to get 10% off all orders. Did you use the same?
I did. I used a discount code. I think it was the same as yours.
Oh, TFH10. Oh, that's great, because if you want to get 10% off all your orders, you can use TFH10 at classicfootballshirts.com.
Unbelievable deal.
Welcome back to the next section. We're going to talk a bit about football history now. Seems apt for this podcast. The first game or first memory you have of football, what is it?
So it was a long time ago. It was 1993. I went to watch United versus Brighton. Ryan Giggs scored, actually. It was 1-0 in the FA Cup. Weirdly, since then, I've seen Brighton play at I reckon 7 or 8 different stadiums. I'm not a Brighton fan. I've got no connection with Brighton, but I've just been to see them loads of times against different teams. I watched FC United a few times. They played them. I've seen them against Stockport. Just loads. I've covered them in a few games. I've just seen Brighton play loads of times.
The invisible string, is that what they say in it? Someone drawing you.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you need to sack United off and be a Brighton fan.
Yeah, I've never been to Brighton. I've never even been to the town. But I've just been to see Brighton loads of times. But yeah, obviously United is my team. So that was probably my first memory of going. Well, it is my first memory of going to a game. My first memory of football was just playing it at school. And being really bad on the first day because I'd never played football before my first day of school, and
yeah. So where'd you play? What position were you?
Oh, I ended up centre forward when
centre fireworks.
Yeah. Played at uni and stuff. Oh, when I was at uni, I broke my foot. Last season, I broke my foot. The first game, and I was out for the season's not very long at uni, and 10 weeks, whatever. And then the very last game, I was like, put me on for the last 10 minutes. I'm gonna play 10 minutes, and I played the last 10 minutes and broke my other foot. Yeah, so my career is basically injuries, a lot of injuries.
Jonathan Woodgate,
the odd screamer every now and again.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, well, what's the best game you've ever been to? Because again, we were talking before. I know you've been to some big uns, finals in Europe. You're a season ticket holder.
Yeah. I had a season ticket for a long time, then I gave it up, and then I've just got back 4 years ago.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a Stretford End now. The best game. I mean, recently, that when United beat Liverpool in the Cup last year, that's the best game I've seen at Old Trafford as a game. That was amazing. An atmosphere and everything was brilliant. But, the standout was Champions League final in 99 when they won the treble. That was, that was incredible. My mum and my stepdad were getting divorced at the time as well. I went with my stepdad, and it was, this big... It felt like a film for me. It was this arc of a story that just culminated in my favourite player scoring. It was amazing. But, yeah, that was a good one. I have been to... hundreds. I've been Euro ways and stuff all over watching United, so I've been to a lot.
Well, tell us about that final then. So,
obviously,
how old are you then?
11.
Yeah, so old enough to remember it all? Or?
Yeah. So, we stayed in a Euro camp thing. Like I said, my mum and stepdad were getting divorced, so this could have been the last time I spent with him because he was my stepdad from a very young age. It didn't end up like that. It's still sweet now, but we stayed at Euro camp, and then we hung around the Ramblers. I remember dead busy. There was a bit of a crush on the way in, and I got lifted up onto this car. Then we went into the ground. We were really close. We were just right behind the goal that the United, all the goals were scored in, and the atmosphere was just incredible. It was unbelievable. But another one, which was weird, really, is probably most people wouldn't have as the best game, is when FC United, FC United, the Phoenix Club. I used to go watch them quite a bit. And they played Rochdale in the Cup, and they were 4 or 5 leagues below Rochdale at the time. And it was on telly, and United won with I think 3-2 with a last-minute dodgy goal. John Barnes was doing the punditry against FC United, so he got so much shit. We were all running on the pitch.
That's a bad choice.
Calling him a scouse bastard and stuff. Which is, don't put John Barnes there.
Yeah, it's been the same. Yeah, it would be the same.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to the FA Cup final 2006 with the Liverpool beat West Ham. And Rio Ferdinand was in the telly, but it was in the Liverpool end. Anton Ferdinand misses the pen that gives Liverpool the thing, and when West Ham are winning, Ferdinand's banging on the window all like that to everyone, and then his brother misses the pen. So you can imagine the abuse he got here. Everyone was like, "Going away." So, as much as I'm upset with you for being mean to John Barnes, I do understand.
Well, of course, yeah. Like you would expect it. If Liverpool fans were nice to United rivals, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to swear, by the way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So who won? FC United.
FC United won like 3-2 against Rochdale. Last minute, it was an amazing atmosphere. And they played Brighton in the next game, in the next round, and they got battered by Brighton. It was the coldest I've ever been at a football match. Yeah, it was horrible. But yeah, that was one of the best games. But I've been to so many. That Scholes volley, you know, the famous Scholes volley that hit the bar and went in against Villa.
Yeah,
I think I had the best view of that on earth. I was like right in line there, and it was perfect. It was an amazing goal. And then my mate was next to me, and I was screaming all the way, and he had tears rolling down his eyes from this goal.
It meant a lot.
Yeah. And it was just because how good a goal it was. It was just amazing.
I remember the goal. Was that like that? Do anything? Was that a winner?
No,
was
it
that
was just a Premier League game.
It's just a really good goal.
Yeah, it was just an amazing goal. He was crying.
Fair
it
enough.
was like January.
Maybe it was just cold.
Yeah. Icicles.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one's favourite era. So obviously you've
not now, not the current era.
It's not been as good for you. Well, it's not as good for you now as it has been. But yeah, it doesn't have to be United. It can be overall football. But yeah,
I mean, it's the 90s. Of course, it's the 90s. It's the 90s for United, and it's the 90s just for football in general. I mean, it ended. The 90s ended with that Champions League win. It was perfect. Like that was what United fans wanted more than anything because we'd won the league a few times, and then it ended so amazingly perfectly. Like, yeah, it's perfect. And also, football was better in the 90s. Goals were better in the 90s. Goals now are shit, right? I feel like 90% of goals that are scored now, someone's drawn it on a whiteboard. Like, you don't see like a screamer or something mad. In the 90s, there were such mad goals. Like volleys and Yeboah and stuff like that. You just don't see it now. And yeah, goals aren't as good now. Football's not as good. I actually don't like it anymore.
Yeah, not to do with United not being very good. So.
I mean, it's a lot to do with that. Of course it is. United rubbish and I hate it. But also just football in general. But
yeah.
What I hate about football most is that how addicted I am to it. And I can never, ever stop. And I just wish I could. I would love it tomorrow if football just got cancelled. Anyway, it's illegal now. Brilliant. I've got loads of other stuff to do. This will save me so much time. I would love it, but I can't. I'm like a smackhead, but for FPL.
Right, perfect. Well, you're on the right podcast for that.
Yeah.
Next one is your favourite player of all time.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Easy.
Yeah, he's not the best. He's not the best, but I love him.
Yeah.
When first signed, and everyone's like, "Who's this?" He's going to be nothing. And he scored his debut. Had an amazing season. I think he scored like 19 goals in his first season, which no one expected. Then goes on to score so many important goals. That winner, just a club legend. Didn't even play all the time, but just wanted to be there. I remember when he got injured for like 2 years. When he finally came back and scored, I remember the whole ground just being happy for him rather than that the goal was scored.
Yeah.
And then obviously became the manager. At first, it was just so good, like for 10 games in a row. And I don't think he was doing well in the first full season. He finished third and second, which is pretty good. And then the last season was terrible, and he got sacked, which I still think was harsh. I think I'm the only person that does, but yeah, I'd have given him more time, to be honest.
That's when you have a soft spot for players, isn't it? Was that red card that he got?
Oh, yes, Rob Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's maybe my favourite ever moment of football. And it ultimately meant nothing, because we were going for the league, 98 against Newcastle. Rob Lee goes through, Solskjaer's coming back, just levers him. It's not subtle at all, just levers him down. Gets sent off, obviously. Suspended for the last few games. They didn't score the free kick, but we drew anyway and lost the league anyways. It ultimately didn't matter, but it did because he did it. He sacrificed himself. There's not that many players that would do that, especially forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, not many.
You're missing 3 games, are you? That's the thing. It's not just,
it was the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He missed, yeah. I imagine, I don't know whether Fergie would have been happy or angry at that because we had so many injuries that year as well. Like, he was playing like I don't know what the strikers were like, but we needed everyone fit really because we had so many injuries. That's why we lost the league. Not because Arsenal were good, but because we had so many injuries.
Right. Well, the next one, which I think I can guess what you may say, is who's the greatest manager of all time?
The greatest football manager of all time, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No, I think for that one I'll go Sir Alex Ferguson because he is. I mean, even if you're not a United fan, he is clearly. He's won more than everyone else. I think still. He transformed the club from being, perennial underachievers like now to massive winners. You saw what happened as soon as he left.
Yeah.
It just automatically, straight
away. So are United just that good and he was that good? Do you know what I mean? Is that just the standard of United and he is just that much better? Or
maybe United's actual standard is fourth, or fifth, or whatever. Because I'm sure there's only 3 managers. It might be 4. I think there's only 3 managers that have won the league with United, which is mad considering they've won it the most.
Yeah,
it's obviously Fergie, Busby, and then like one guy in like 9, 10 or whatever. Maybe you're right. Maybe.
I'm not trying to be mean. I was just thinking that just because you said it, then I apologise.
No, maybe they're really.
You said the same about Liverpool because Klopp's just obviously done it, and then will that happen again? You never know, do you? Obviously, you know what pace United. But anyway, we'll carry on.
You know what I think is a shame about United and Liverpool? Obviously, the 2 biggest clubs in England. I think that goes without saying. Yeah. And they're obviously the 2 most successful, definitely. But there hasn't really been many times where they've both been good. Like, in my life, certainly, there was, like, the Suarez season when... even then, the Suarez season United was shit.
Yeah,
the only time when there was
08, 09, wasn't it?
Yeah, the proper United challenge was 08, 09 when, it was that Benitez.
Yeah.
And then maybe, like, 97, 98, Liverpool were doing well and then fell away at the end, but... There's not really been many title challenges in the history, really.
Come second a couple of times, but the times we did whatever massive, other than the Rafa year, wasn't it, when we beat you 4-1, and then Rafa's just done that podcast. I'm sure we saw it in the overlap. Where he was talking about
let's tell you,
cracking up and all that. So that was interesting from how he said he didn't crack up, and
how it was you that was cracking up.
You can see Gary
It
Neville.
was not me. It was you that was cracking up. I thought Carrigan gave him a hard time on that.
It was good though, wasn't it?
It was quite interesting. Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, finish this first, and then you can go there.
No, then go to Dead Men Talking.
Sorry, yeah.
Listen to all 300 episodes of them. Then go to the Chris Sessions.
Yeah, we're only on 14 episodes. You can listen to ours as well.
That's Maybe like...
and then they overlap. He needs the views, Gary Neville, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He needs to help that lad out.
He needs the money.
Right, the next one is the top 5 Man United players of all time in order.
Right.
Easy for you.
No, you got the question. I wrote it down because I thought, it's impossible to pick the best.
Well, it's up to you. You can add whatever caveat. The question is
the
top 5 United players of all time, and you can add whatever caveat you want.
I've gone for favourites because you can't pick the best because United are so good. Like, whoever you leave out, you're leaving out an amazing player. And obviously, I've never watched George Best or Bobby Charlton. I was a bit too young for Brian Robson and stuff. So I've gone for my favourites, right?
Of people you've seen play. Is that the rule?
But they're not necessarily the best I've seen play. They're just people I like, right?
Solskjaer, I could have mentioned.
Yeah, he's in there. We've already answered that one, but 5th is surprising. Quinton Fortune. Quinton Fortune is the most underrated player I've ever seen. Quinton Fortune was brilliant. He never stopped running. He could play in loads of positions. He was hard as fuck. He was good on the ball. He scored a lot of goals. He was just against Ryan Giggs and Dennis Irwin for most of it. He actually got a broken leg at Anfield and finished the game. So I'm like, yes, I like him. Fergie always kept him around because he's a good trainer and stuff. Quinton Fortune, love it.
Fifth place, solid.
Yeah, another player, Patrice Evra. Again, not the best United player I've ever had. Maybe one of the best left backs in or Irwin. But he was just so fun. And he was just such a laugh. And then obviously got racially abused and he handled that. Maybe well, maybe badly, I don't know. But when he just tried to go through Suarez in the first game back, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And I just think he's a laugh. I just think he's good vibes. I'd want to be his mate.
When he's sucking raw chicken.
Yeah. I think maybe I'd want to be his mate, but then after 10 minutes you go, I'm going to leave.
From a distance,
Yeah. Roy Keane, different type of reason he's his favourite, just because leader, hard as fuck, a lot better than people give him credit for, on the ball and stuff. He had a great shot, good passer, good in the air, just an all-round brilliant player. And just with him in the team, everyone else got better. I know it's cliche now to say about Roy Keane, but he was just classic. Yeah. I think he's underrated. If anything, he was so good.
Yeah.
Then Eric, he was God to me when I was a kid. There was the first name I had on a shirt. I went to see him do a Q&A a few years ago with my stepdad. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. And he still got like that aura. And he came on stage and he started crying. I was like, I'm in my 30s and I'm crying because a man is there. But yeah, I just...
There is certain people, isn't there, where they don't have to say anything or do anything, and like everyone's quiet. I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the respect people have for him as fans of that club as well, isn't it? But yeah, he certainly commands that. I think, doesn't he?
And then a lot of what he says is absolute nonsense. But he could do what he wants. He's so good at football. He could do whatever he wants. He could just be mental, and it's fine. And also, what a player as well. Like some of the goals he scored, especially in that 95-96 season when United won the double after he came back from the ban. He scored so many late winners or 1-0 winners and stuff. He was just he won the league. They also it was like the young players coming through. Yes, they were good, but it was Cantona, Schmeichel, and Keane that won that league. They just ran through. They were so good. And then the last one is my favourite man of all time is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Perfect. Well, if just because you've skated around it twice, who is just the one best? Can we have a best? Who would it be? You don't have to explain. You can just say quick. But
I mean, the best is Ronaldo, but he's a dick, isn't he?
That's fair enough. Yeah,
and he's done it twice as well. He's been a dick both times when he left. He was just a dick.
Yeah.
And the United fans still like, oh, but he's one of ours. No, he's not. He wanted to go to Real Madrid, and then when he came back, he just sulked, and I think he got Ole the sack, and then I think Ten Hag.
That's why he has to.
Yeah, and then
you went for Solskjaer. That's what's done it.
I do, and I've got a theory that if we hadn't signed Ronaldo, Greenwood would have played up front. He wouldn't have been as angry, and he wouldn't have beat up his missus, and he'd still be really good.
Okay, great. That's a good theory. Yeah. I don't know how we can test that, but what we'll do is we'll move on. The top.
Do you know my other Greenwood theory? You might want to cut this.
You can say it, Gwen, because I'm not associated.
Here's my suggestion of what should have happened with Mason Greenwood when all that came up, which was horrible. I don't condone it. I think it's a horrible thing to do, right?
Yep.
Bad man. Marcus Rashford, very, very good man. He was saving people from starving in the thing, whatever. I think if Rashford was on the pitch, we should have been allowed to have Greenwood on the pitch. And then if we take Rashford off, you've got to take Greenwood off. So it balances out.
There's a moral equilibrium with them too, yeah.
Maybe. I might be the only person who thinks this.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, I don't think the FA would have gone for it.
So if Marseille and Rashford, they can both play together.
I don't think even Marseille will take Rashford now. The form he's in.
Okay, well, we're going to move on. I'll go to your all-time five-a-side team. Doesn't have to be United. It can be anyone who's played for anyone ever. Have you written that down?
I have written it down.
Okay, we don't know.
Gone for United preparation. Gone for United again.
That's fine.
I've gone for players. You need all-rounders in your five-a-side team, right? I mean, keeper Peter Schmeichel. He's so big that five-a-side, it's going to be so hard to get past it. They've had a lot of good keepers. United, Van der Sar, De Gea. I almost went with Barthez. I think because I think Barthez could do a stint out if one of the players got injured. But Schmeichel, he's so hard to score against you, all right? Rio, we talked about him before, best on the ball defender I've ever seen. He could have played anywhere. He could have played midfield. I think he did play midfield when he first came through, didn't he? Rio, yeah, you got with him. Scholes, because if you give him an inch, he's gonna just score. He's just gonna put it in the corner. Yeah. Wayne Rooney would do everything. He'd just be everywhere. You got with him. And then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's the best man alive. And you give him a chance and it's going in.
And a super sub.
Oh, well, you're not a sub.
You are now.
Oh, well, then I'm
got you off guard.
Oh, well, then I'm probably putting Solskjaer on the bench if you've got to have a sub. And I'll stick in Quinton Fortune.
Fine. That makes the team better, yeah. Okay, that's great. Well, we'll do a quick break and then we're going to settle some of the biggest debates in football history. No pressure.
We're going to settle them today?
Yeah, me and you.
Great. So I expect no comments about the stupid things I'm about to say.
Yeah, of course not. See you in a sec.
Hi, I'm Warren, the producer for the Football Historian podcast, and we're here today to talk to you about the Patreon subscription.
Yes, so for just £1 a month for the first 100 people, there's a lot of benefits that you get, and I think £1 is a terrific deal.
Pittance, yes,
£1 only, and you get early access, which means at least 24 hours before everyone else gets the episode, you get to watch it. There's also an extra section, we call it the Football Historian Podcast Extra Time, and we ask all the questions to the guests that no one else gets to see unless you're a patron. And on top of that, you're the ones who get to ask the questions. You send them in, we tell you which guest is going to be coming and sitting in this chair. You ask them, we record it, you get to watch it. No one else does. On top of that, we do a monthly special. We did one last night. It was a quiz. You were there.
Yeah, bedlam and great content.
Yeah, so hopefully you can watch that. As I said, we've got a round on Linvoy Primus or Lionel Messi. We've done mastermind stuff, all that. That's going to happen every month. The bigger this grows, we're going to do it even more regularly. Hopefully it'll be once a week. But we need your support. So to do that, £1 a month for the first 100 people. Your early support will be rewarded. From then on, it's £3 a month if you want to support us. If you want to pay £5 a month, you get all that we've just mentioned, but you get a poster. Warren will sign it, I'll sign it, all the lads. We'll get a few of the guests to do it as well. We'll send that out to you. And then for £10 a month, you get all that, the poster, all the early access, and you get a free copy of any of my books. So I've done one on Billy Liddell, Crossing the Park, Tommy Lawrence. They're all worth at least £20. For just £10, you get a copy of the book. All the stuff we've already mentioned. We'd really appreciate your support. We cannot do this without you.
This really is a passion project, and anything people can put into it goes straight back into it. We don't take a wage. We're doing this for free. We're doing this because we enjoy what we do.
That's it. It all makes the content better. And I say from just £1 a month, you can make our dreams come true. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
The debate.
Welcome to the debate, where we're settling the biggest debates in football history. First up is an interesting one, because you can guess, as we already said, there's a lot of Liverpool-leaning guests, so you can guess who's winning this one. So I'm interested in your input on Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, and if you could put them in order.
Right. Well, a lot of United fans are going to hate me for this. A lot of people are going to be surprised, I think. I mean, Paul Scholes was an amazing player, right? I think amazing.
Was in your top 5 before?
He was in my 5-a-side team.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was in my top 5 players.
I'm just showing you respect him.
Yeah. He's an amazing player. I love him. I've seen him score some amazing goals and have some amazing games. I think, during his career, there was a big thing that he was underrated. A lot of people would say he was an underrated player. He wasn't getting the praise he deserved. I think since then, because of that, because he was so underrated, I think now he's actually become overrated. I don't think he's as good as people remember. He was great at times, but there's a lot of his career where he wasn't. Like, if you look at in the 90s, like, he came through as a striker, and he wasn't really a star. He was playing when Cantona was banned, and then Cole got injured, and he was playing then. Then he went midfield, and he didn't play every week for a long time. Like, when United won the treble, you look at midfield of Beckham, Keane, Scholes, and Giggs. In big games, Ferguson didn't play Scholes. We played Nicky Butt, or he played Ronnie Johnson in midfield. In fact, if everyone was fit in that Champions League final, I don't think Paul Scholes would have played. I think it'd have been Butt and Keane in midfield. He He's still better than Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard when he was at his peak. But he wasn't as good looking back as people say. But it depends, because I feel like they're all different types of players as well. Like, Gerrard and Lampard were, I think, more number 10s, really, or behind the striker. That's where they were better, as like that attacking midfield. Whereas I think Scholes was in the middle controlling games. I think that's where he was better. So, I don't know. I think Gerrard was better for Liverpool. Lampard was better for Chelsea. Scholes was better for United. If you'd swapped him round, you wouldn't have got the peak out of him. But if you need me to put him in order,
yes, please.
I'm going to go Lampard number 3, Gerrard number 2, and Paul Scholes number 1. Because Scholes won more as well, and, you know, I've got to back him.
Yeah, that's fine. I think the argument is, it's hard to boil it all down to one game. If you put Paul Scholes or Frank Lampard in Liverpool's Istanbul team, do they still win that? But that doesn't mean that you're better or worse. That's the argument that some Liverpool leading people use.
Gerrard won more games on his own than the others.
Yeah.
But there was times with Gerrard. I mean, I didn't watch Liverpool every week, but I would watch him a fair bit. There was times with Gerrard where he tried to do too much, and maybe, I'm not saying he lost the games, but he tried to have it all on his shoulders. Whereas Scholes never needed to do that, so he didn't do that. He was the player he was. He had Roy Keane next to him, or Michael Carrick, or whatever, so he could just be him. And with Lampard, I don't think I feel like Lampard scored a lot of goals, But I think as an all-round player, I don't think he's as good as the other two.
Yeah, he seems comfortably third in this, but I admit I haven't had any Chelsea fans in yet, so I'd like to see their perspective on it.
Well, that's it. Chelsea fans will go. You'll go with who you want, and also I watch Scholes a lot more than I watched.
Of course, yeah.
I saw Lampard's highlights and I saw Gerrard's highlights. I never sat down and watched Steven Gerrard for a full season. I watched Paul Scholes for 20 years, or near enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Scholes, but he wasn't as good as everyone goes on. But I don't think any of them were. I think they were all overrated now that the career's finished. But I think that happens with every player.
Yeah. Especially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Underrated. Most underrated player, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, apart from Quincy Fortune.
Next up is Pele or Maradona.
Well, I don't really know, because again, like, I've seen goals, and I've seen obviously more highlights of Maradona than Pele, because there are more of them. I think, I don't know, Maradona, because he's a bit of a cunt, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that about him. Yeah, whereas I think Pele's a bit too clean cut for me. I like a bad boy. I'm a sucker for a bad boy, baby.
Well, that's certainly Maradona, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this argument applies to the next one. If
All
you're
right.
liking a bad boy, Messi or Ronaldo.
Right. Ronaldo, like I said before, is the best player I've seen. He's incredible. And I think if you had to design a player on PlayStation, for FIFA or whatever, you would design Ronaldo. Like 6 foot tall, can do everything. Brilliant. But Messi's better, isn't he? He just is better. He's just, I don't know, he's just more fun to watch. Ronaldo is like, I feel like Ronaldo is science and Messi is art. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with Messi. As good as Ronaldo is, it's always very close.
Yeah.
But I think you've got to go Messi just for... I feel like Messi will do things just make it look so easy. Whereas Ronaldo's just force of will and power and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But I think the World Cup for Messi, I think, is massive, or do you not think that?
Not really.
It push some people who are on the edge.
I can understand it.
Maybe, but...
I can understand it, but I feel like Argentina are more likely to win a World Cup than Portugal, with or without. Like, if you've got them both, then, you know, but Argentina are historically a better team.
Yeah.
So the fact that Portugal won that Euros, that also is a big thing. And also with international football, it's such fine margins of who wins the tournament. Do you know what I mean? They won it on penalties. Like, if they didn't win it, do you go, oh, Messi's not the best then because they didn't win? Because, you know, they missed a penalty. It's, yeah, I think cup football as well. Like Liverpool's Champions League win when they won in Istanbul. Brilliant for Liverpool fans. But they weren't best team in Europe.
Nope.
They were like 5th best team in Liverpool's. In England, sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think knockout football, it's not necessarily the best team that wins.
Yeah.
But all that, regardless, I'm going to say Messi.
Messi's still the best.
Maybe he's got that little bit of, I don't know, because I didn't see him all the time, because I only saw him on TV. He's got a bit of mystery about him to me that I only saw his highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't see him when he was playing rubbish, which I assume he had bad games.
Surely.
But when Ronaldo was playing, he was so frustrating, especially at the end. At the very start when he came, he was very frustrating because he would just shoot all the time and play bad crosses and he was just not a team player, but he wasn't scoring. And at the end, he was scoring those goals, but he was such not a team player. He just wasn't tracking back, and he was just frustrating. He clearly wanted to leave. So I saw all the negative bits about him as well, whereas I've not really seen that with Messi. Maybe he doesn't have that, but I just never saw it.
Yeah. Well, you'd assume he had a bad game at some point. But
yeah, but like I only saw Messi play like Champions League knockout games and Clasico every now and again, but I wouldn't watch him against like Alaves.
Well, I saw him at the semi-final at Anfield. He didn't do much that day when we beat them. So yeah,
well,
it can happen.
In the semi-final at Old Trafford in 2008, he wasn't. I don't think he'd won the Ballon d'Or at that point, but he was very quiet that game. Yeah.
We'll move on. If Messi and Ronaldo were the best players of the last 15, 20 years, say since 2000, maybe whatever, who is the third greatest player of that era?
I mean, with my United head on, I'd say Rooney was. I think Rooney is underrated as a player. I think he's so good. Like, he could do everything. Considering he became England's top scorer, United's top scorer, won everything, and people go, he underachieved, didn't he? Did he?
Yeah.
He's one of the most successful players. He's maybe England's best ever player.
Yeah, there's an argument.
He's maybe the best English ever player. Maybe not for England. But then there's not that many players that have been as good as he was in Euro 2004 in a tournament. Charlton in 66 maybe.
Yeah,
but apart from that, no one's really been amazing. And so I'd say he's possibly England's and the best English ever player. But I think Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry was so good. He was just frighteningly good, I thought. Like, I'd put him up there, like just below maybe Ronaldo, Messi. Yeah, but there's always been that. I don't know what the list is of who would have won the Ballon d'Or if them two weren't around, but I don't think there would have been many that won it twice. Maybe, Xavi was up there once, Iniesta was up there another year, Neuer was up there one year. Yeah, I don't think many players copped third a few times.
Yeah, Gerrard, Ronaldinho, Lampard, I think they're all been in the mix, but as you said, still like there wasn't. That's why it's a good question. I think if I thank myself, but I think it's not as clear cut. Everyone argues about them too, but if it's not them, who is it?
Yeah. But I think for me personally, I loved watching Thierry Henry play. I thought he had that thing that Ronaldo had certainly, where when he got the ball, you could visibly see opposition defenders were scared, and like you could see them just, I need to run away now. It was like he didn't even have to take them on. He just needed to jog slowly and they would retreat. Ronaldo had that, Messi had that certainly, and there's not many players that do get that. Giggs maybe went at one point in his career. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And he just scored ridiculous goals, especially against United.
Thierry Henry want to play it. Next up is a goalkeeper question. Buffon, Casillas, and Neuer. And again, I'll ask for them in an order, if you don't mind, please.
Buffon, Casillas, and straight away I'm putting Casillas third. I think his height maybe lets him down a bit. I don't think he's as tall as the other two in my head.
Yep.
And also towards the end of his career, he was sort of shunted out, wasn't he? Right, rightly or wrongly, but yeah, Buffon and Neuer didn't really get that. I suppose. Well, Neuer's still at Bayern, isn't he? Yeah, Buffon, maybe obviously went to PSG, but I think Buffon was very good. I think Neuer, I feel like Neuer's better with his feet, so I'm going to go, I think Neuer is an all-round goalkeeper, but it's very close between him and Buffon. Again, you only see highlights of him, don't you? Especially in Germany and Italy, you don't really see full games of them now, so yeah. I did like Casillas' story at the start when, because he was like third choice keeper, and then they got 2 injuries. He ended up playing the Champions League final. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was it 2000?
16, 17. He was
he's really young. Yeah, and I like that. But yeah, his end of his career wasn't great. It was a bit of a.
He wore short sleeves. That was quite cool.
I do like a goalkeeper in short sleeves.
Buffon did the same. To be fair,
Buffon did the same.
Maybe that's why they remembered.
Short
sleeves.
I also like a goalkeeper who wears trackies.
Yeah, it was that.
Karali.
Yeah.
He just wore jogging bottoms. Not like he just got up.
Yeah, that's what you need. Short sleeve shirts and jogging bottoms. That's what you need. That's the perfect goalkeeper. Yeah,
that would be the idea.
They're better than Neuer.
I always wondered, right? Petr Cech's skull cap thing.
Yep.
Right. If he'd scored a header, would that give him an advantage?
I think it'd take power off, would it not? It's padded, isn't it?
Yeah, but
if it was like a bike helmet.
Yeah, but if you have boxing gloves on, they're designed to protect your hands, aren't they? It's designed to protect his head. What if he went up for every corner and he had 50 headers?
Well,
and then he's not going to hurt his head.
It's not fair because his head doesn't hurt.
Maybe. Yeah. I always wondered, does that not give him a bit of an advantage?
That Christian Kiewit, didn't he wear one for a while?
Yeah.
I don't remember him being a header man, a headsman.
Maybe.
I'd say it makes you worse. What you need is a bike helmet, or like a full motorcycle helmet.
Yeah, maybe.
Then you're scoring big headers.
But then it's very heavy to run around with a
bike
bike
helmet.
Put it on
for the corner.
It's going to affect your peripheral vision if you've got a bike helmet on. Do you remember a motorbike helmet?
No, but I can't.
Oh, no, right, just a cycling helmet.
No, I was on about that. I didn't ever worn one. No, I am on about a motorbike helmet.
Yeah, that'd affect your peripheral, I think.
But if someone's that good, same place every time.
Yeah.
Big header.
And people aren't going to go up for as much headers with them.
You wouldn't want to be a keeper punching the helmet, would you?
Oh, exactly, yeah.
There you go.
You know what? Everyone should wear bike helmets now in the next game.
And jogging pants,
yeah. And short sleeves.
Perfect. Right, the next one is, who is the greatest team to ever play football? So it could be one game, it could be like a Brazil over a tournament. It can be a 2-season, whatever. So who's the best team ever?
I mean, my heart says United 99, obviously. They're my favourite team. The 2008 team was maybe better when they won it again. But I think realistically, it was that Barca team on it, that Pep team that they beat United twice in 2 finals, and they were just. I mean, they were just the best. They had everything. You just couldn't get the ball off them. So yeah, I think. Yeah, I'd probably say they. And also, they were playing a very similar team to that 2008 United team. I suppose Ronaldo only played in one of those finals, but yeah, I think the Barca team just edged it. But that 2008 team was so good, man. It was so quick. And the 1994 team that won the double, they were so fast and powerful, but they got done in Europe. Not got done in Europe, but they didn't do well in Europe because there was the foreigners rule, and they had too many foreign players. Yeah. But I think if they'd been allowed to play all the foreigners, I think they could have won a European Cup. Like Kanchelskis, Giggs, Cantona and Hughes up front. They were just hard, keen and ints in midfield. Great defence. Schmeichel in net. They were just dead hard, but also brilliant at football. Yeah, they were like a fun team to watch.
Yeah, that's a good team. Okay, and then the last one, which I think many people from this city have a specific answer, but I'm interested in yours. In that, I've started changing that to your captain of England and your captain of United. Would you rather win the, say, Premier League or win the World Cup? So club or country?
Yeah, so would I rather in the Premier? I mean, United haven't won the Premier League for ages now. So I'm United before I'm England. There was a long time where I just didn't support England, like especially after the '98 World Cup, like when Beckham got sent off and effigies of him and stuff. There's a long time where I supported Norway. You'll never guess why. And sorry. You're definitely not Norway. Yep, okay, got it. Yeah, basically because Solskjaer, Ronny Johnsen, Henning Berg played for Norway, and I thought, I like them more. I support Norway. I had a Norway shirt. So I love Norway. So I stopped supporting England for a while. Then I got back into them slowly but surely, and I would love to see England win the World Cup, but it'd be more out of just curiosity of what would happen. But I think what would actually happen would everyone would go mental for a night. A lot of English people would embarrass themselves, setting their asses on fire and stuff. And then I'd get so sick of people going on about it. I'd be like, I wish we'd never won it. Like just constantly interviews and like Euro '96 is just overplayed now, and I've seen that Gaza goal a billion times. Imagine if they won the World Cup. You just they still play it from '66.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go United because it put us another one ahead of Liverpool. And also City, who really could catch United in the next decade, maybe. I don't know how many they're on. So I'm going to go United in the league because, I prefer them between them.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, normally this is where we finish it, but we're going to come back for our first ever public. Normally do this as a Patreon special, the quizzes, but we're going to do a quiz as our last section to test your United knowledge.
Oh,
you're
great.
Happy with that?
Yeah, embarrassing me in front of more people.
That's great, yeah. But we'll clip the Greenwood bit and then the quiz, and that's it. Nothing else is getting recorded here, just that. But we'll see you in a sec for a little quiz. Are you looking for a Kazakhstani football team to support? Then I think FC Kemay is the team you should support. Do you agree?
Growing up as a child, I always had FC Kemay posters on my bedroom wall.
Well, and all the children of the Kazakhstani future will have FC Kemay posters on their wall because FC Kemay is the team to support, and because of that, Tom has made us a chant that we're all going to follow. So,
up the Kemay, up the Kemay,
up the Kemay. Make sure you follow them on all the social medias. All the posts and all the things you should follow will appear below us right here. And you should be a supporter of FC Kemay.
Live, laugh, Kemay.
Hello, welcome to the final section where we're doing a Manchester United quiz with Deadman Tom.
Yeah.
Deadman Tom. I thought that, yeah.
I'm very, very nervous about this because I pride myself on my knowledge of Man United, and the fact that it's going on the internet is very scary for me. My main worry is that I think the 90s and up to about 2004, I think I'm strong, right? But then beer became a big part of my life, and then it all gets a bit hazy there. But yeah, 90s, I'm like I can name the squad numbers.
There's a few nines here, yeah. You'll be okay. We've got 20 questions.
20 questions, yeah.
There's 3 choices for
they're
each.
going to solve the squad number, number 20.
If only that was a question, there's 3 choices for each, but you've said you're going to try and answer them first to make yourself look better.
I'll try, but I might ask you for the things if I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
I know we've got Grace is keeping score, so we don't have to get our fingers out. So thank you very much. Right, we'll start off then.
Yeah.
Well, it's not in the 90s, so I apologise, but
Right.
here we go.
It's not timed, it's just 20 questions.
No, we're just 20 questions. That's fine.
Okay.
In July 2023, Rasmus Højlund moved from Atalanta to Man United, but from which club did he join Atalanta in 2022?
Was it FC Copenhagen?
Incorrect. It's a bad start.
Can I have the options?
Do you have 2 guesses at each question?
Maybe. What are the options?
I will
know if you're given the option.
I'm not giving you the point, but you can have the option and still have the pride if you get it. Okay. RB Salzburg, Sturm Graz, or Young Boys?
Oh, I don't actually know. I'm gonna go with Salzburg, but I don't think that's right.
Oh, Sturm Graz.
Really? I did
Going
not.
there,
I think he did play for Copenhagen.
Yeah, maybe it's before.
Yeah.
Sorry. Don't worry.
I am regretting this a lot.
19 out of 20 is a good score. Don't worry.
That's if I get 19 now. If I get none, I am going to kill myself. You will have a suicide on your hands, and you will be cancelled.
You'll like the second word of this one. In 1992, still a word, 1992, Man United signed Eric Cantona from Leeds United.
Yeah.
But how much was the transfer fee?
Well, this is debatable.
I'll give you 3 options.
Right,
I think number ones are stupid in the quiz, so I don't always like them. So I'll give you 3 options. 1.2 million.
Yeah.
100,000. 5.2 million.
It's 1.2 million. But it's
Correct.
debatable. It's debatable that because Martin Edwards has recently... I should get a bonus point for this.
Okay.
Martin Edwards came out on a recent documentary and said that it was actually $1 million. But Leeds chairman said, we can't put that out to the fans. They'll go mad. So can we say it's 1.2? And he said, you can do what you like, but I'm paying you $1 million. So it was actually only $1 million.
Okay, that's great. It's not a bonus point, but it's a great fact.
I mean, it might not be true.
Yeah.
What I heard on the documentary.
I'll take it though, yeah.
Yeah.
1 out of 2.
Yeah.
Not bad. You can stop at any point if you want to keep your keep looking good. April 2003, Alex Ferguson was charged by FIFA for bringing the game into disrepute after his comments about, and I'll give you the 3 options.
Yeah.
He said the Champions League draw was fixed. He spoke about match fixing in the game. Or he said players spend too much time on international duty.
Say that again, sorry.
So he said the Champions League draw was fixed.
Yeah.
He spoke about match fixing in the game. Or he said that players spend too much time on international duty.
I don't remember this. I remember him. I'm gonna go with the referee Wiley because he was too fat. But I think it would probably be the international break one.
That's what I'd have gone for, but it's incorrect. He said the Champions League draw was a fix.
Oh, really? What was it that year? Is that
April 2003? Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was. No,
I haven't got the interesting facts to back up.
Yeah.
You can do the filler. Next one. You'll get this one. In 2020, Chris Smalling left Man United to join which Italian club?
Roma.
Correct. We're back. That's 2 out of 4. Next one. What nationality is Eric Jemba?
Oh.
Or 3 choices if you want them.
I will take him.
The choices are Nigerian, Ghanaian, Cameroonian.
My first thought was Cameroon. So I'm going to stick with Cameroon. Oh, yeah.
Is that why? It's like Darren Brown. Yeah.
No, I knew it. In my head, it was like Cameroon, or is it something mad? You know, one of the mad ones. But I was like, I was pretty sure it was Cameroon, but yeah.
Cameroon is correct.
It's only getting 2 out of 4. I'm losing confidence in myself.
Right, next up, before becoming Man United manager in 1986, which club did Alex Ferguson manage? Aberdeen is correct. Okay, if you're back, you're back.
Yeah.
February 2021, Southampton lost to Man United by a record-equaling Premier League score, but what was it?
9-0.
It's correct.
I was in a WhatsApp group that day with my mates who were, I think we had Solskjaer at the time managing, and they were really against Solskjaer. And we were 9-0 up against 9 men, I think, or maybe 10 men, I can't remember. And Solskjaer put Fred left back. And and my mates who were against Solskjaer were like, what's he putting Fred left back for? He's lost the plot. I'm like, we're 9-0 up.
Yeah, that's when you can't win if people are saying that about you. Yeah.
That's when he got toxic about Solskjaer. It doesn't matter what he did. People were just angry. Like, even if they won, you're like, he didn't make a sub quick enough. That happened in the cup final this year with Ten Hag. Beat City in the cup final, and I came out like buzzing, and someone's in the side went, "Bloody hell, what was you doing with them subs?" Like, just beat City in the cup final. What are you on about?
Yeah, that is the definition of some people who are never happy.
Yeah,
that is the thing. Another one you'll like here: the 1999 European Cup final. Who scored Man United's famous last gasp winning goal?
Oh, can I have the option? It's only got a Solskjaer.
There we are. Perfect for you. That one, correct.
From Christianstad.
Ashley Young left Man United in January 2020 to join which Italian club?
Inter Milan.
Correct. You're flying here.
Yeah,
this is question 10. We're on halfway now. Who is Man United's all-time leading goal scorer?
Wayne Rooney.
See, I've just got the ego boosters in here for you. How are we doing, Grace, halfway through, please?
I think I've got 2 wrong, innit? Yeah.
2 wrong, 8 out of 10. Not bad. I can't get that 19, but we're still going in.
Yeah.
Gary Pallister
Yeah.
made over 300 appearances for Man United, which was the only other professional club he signed for on a permanent basis.
Middlesbrough. He played for them before United, and he played for them after United. And it was the same transfer fee. Yeah.
A great fact. Yeah, that's
good bit of trivia, that, isn't it?
Yeah, Middlesbrough is correct. Well done. We're flying. In 1998, Brian McClare left Man United to return to which club?
Motherwell.
Correct.
Good one, that. That was good, that was
quick, yeah. So you might need the options there. Well done. In the 1998-99 Champions League season, Dwight York tied with which other player as top scorer in the competition for that year? Would you like the 3 options?
In the Champions League?
The 98-99 Champions League season, he was top scorer with which other player for the competition?
I think I know. Right?
Confident enough to have the 3 answers? Reasons? You look
right, I think I know, right? I'm going to take the options, but I'm going to say this as a proof that I think I know. I think they were number 7.
Okay. The options are Filippo Inzaghi.
Yeah.
Andrei Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Or Andy Cole.
Andrei Shevchenko.
Correct. Well done.
Yeah. I was pretty confident in that, but yeah, it was Inzaghi. There's another one. I was like, nah, I don't think it's Inzaghi. And then I was like, Bayern had Elber. No. Yeah, it was pretty good. He played with Dynamo Kiev at the time. With Red Bull.
Believe in yourself more, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You'd look better if you didn't get the choices, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'll get this one. The 19th of May, 2013, West Brom drew 5-5 with Manchester United. One player that day scored a hat-trick. Who was it? Correct.
Fergie's last ever game.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, what a day that was. Say bye to him. Next one. How many months was Eric Cantona banned for after his infamous Kung Fu kick?
I think it was 8.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're flying now.
Yeah, he came back
It's
against Liverpool. His first game was against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Scored a goal.
We know what happened there.
I went to that game. I tell you what, Fowler was amazing that day. He scored 2 amazing goals that day.
Yeah, so he scored like the chip.
Yeah, he scored a chip and then I just screamer.
What a player.
Yeah, he was brilliant, Fowler.
And that was good as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Next one. Who holds the record? I'd be impressed if you this one. Who holds the record for the shortest ever Man United appearance with 11 seconds?
It's actually less, and I know what it is. I wrote the answer to this into the Knowledge Football, the Guardian, the Guardian Football Knowledge thing.
Yeah.
That was a question there, and I wrote the answer. The answer is Nick Culkin.
I've got Chris Smalling.
Well, it's wrong.
Okay, we can go to VAR after.
It's the shortest appearance.
Yeah, it's which player holds the shortest ever appearance for 11 seconds for Man United.
It's incorrect. Your fact is incorrect. Nick Culkin, right? So, we played Arsenal in, I want to say probably 2001. Raymond van der Gaal got injured right at the end. Someone hit him in the eye, and he had a big black eye. Nick Culkin came on, took a free kick, and the referee blew his whistle. So, and that was his whole United career. So his whole United career was 1 second. So you are incorrect, sir.
Okay, well, I'll give you the point, but if you found that incorrect after, we're going to put it in edit and call you this. That's
fine. Read the Guardian Football Knowledge. That's where you should get all of your facts
I don't remember where this quiz question was from, but yeah, that's fine. I'll let you have it. You can have the point.
Yeah, it's the shortest Premier League career because it was a second done, and then he never played for United again.
What a shame, maybe.
Yeah. But he was brilliant at that goal kick. Perfect United career, really.
Great to watch. Okay, perfect. Next one. How many times has Wayne Rooney been top goal scorer in the Premier League?
It's It's either none or one.
Would you like the options?
Yeah.
0, 1, or 2.
Not helpful. There was the year when Ronaldo left and he scored a load of goals and he got Player of the Year. Did he win the Golden Boot? What year was it? It would have been 2010. Van Persie was around as well. I'm gonna go yes, 1.
0. You're on a streak as well.
Yeah.
It's not as easy when you don't make up your own answers. Right, we've got 3 left. In February 2021. Oh, no. I'm going to change it. Sorry. The 1998-99 Champions League campaign saw LKS Lodz play Man United in the second qualifying round. But which country are they from?
Poland?
Correct.
0-0 away, 2-0 home. Andy Cole and Ryan Giggs, I think.
Show it off now. 2 to go. The 2010-11 Champions League final saw Man United get beat by Barcelona, but by which score?
Is that the one? That's the one at Wembley. 3-1.
Correct.
Yeah.
Last question. Buzz, I know you like your shirt numbers.
Yeah.
What number does the Man United mascot Fred the Red wear on his shirt?
I think it's 55.
Correct.
Yes.
Well done. Was that 3 wrong overall? Was that, Chris? Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And there was I hit the post on the Rooney one.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
What were the other ones I got wrong?
Strumgras, Rasmus Højlund. Not even really a United question, so you can't be upset with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
And then what Fergie was charged for.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
That's not too bad.
You know what?
Good.
I did all right. I'm
you were nervous when you got the first one wrong, but yeah, you look at you now.
Oh yeah,
As Paul Rudd said, look at us now. Look how far you came.
Right,
so
look at us.
That concludes our podcast. Thank you very much for making the journey.
All right.
Thank you for making this a bit less of a Liverpool podcast, which is never something I thought I'd say to a United fan. What do you want to plug? What do you want to share? How do you want people to follow you? What do you want them to do?
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really do any others. Deadman Tom, or my podcast, Deadman Talking, which is very good. Or the Chris Sessions, which is also very good. And Dead Meat Festival, we'll be doing that again. We're going to be doing Task Bastards, which is a fake version of Taskmaster. We did that a couple of years ago and we nearly got sued. But then we won. So, yeah, come over to Deadman. It's dark. It's funny. If you like people saying horrible things, then you'll like it. If you don't like people saying horrible things, don't care. Go to the Crisptron, where we secretly say horrible things, but disguise it as crisps.
Which podcast better?
Dead Men is more successful, and has more episodes. I think people would like that more. Chris Sessions is very silly and niche. Maybe more easy to get into than Dead Men. It's more. It's kind of more niche, but also universal. If you know what I mean. Like they're both. Look, I love them both the same.
That was the easy way to say it. All right, well, thank you very much. I do really appreciate it, and thank you for watching at home. We'll see you on the next episode of the Football Historian Podcast.